Rovers return from the international break to take on Luton Town, plus the referee. We can only muster a point. We'll talk about that and more next. That's right, folks, back once again with another match preview. That's right, folks, back once again with another match preview. This time looking back at Blackburn Rovers' first match from the international break as we took on Luton Town down at Kenilworth Road. And we'll talk about that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, world football related, championship related. We've got it all here under this garage. That's right, we are playing a little bit guerrilla style out on the road. And we've got the basic settings at the moment. So anyway, I want a big shout out, of course, to the patrons support the channel behind the scenes, of course, doing the bit as they do. But yes, Rovers on the road, just like me. But unfortunately, I think I've had the better deal than them because they could only muster a point. So let's get into it. So let's take a look at it then, shall we? 1-1 on the day. I'm going to have to get my old reading specs on because I can't bloody well read this, of course. Yeah. So the goal for Luton Town coming on the 69th minute or something along those lines, as Berry put it in the back of the net. A bit of a stodgy little effort, but they made it count. Actually took the lead on that. Against the run of play, I would suggest. Rose on the flip side did get himself straight back into it with a Sam Gallagher effort, who did come on from the bench. Realistically, though, the performance from Rovers was not the best, to be honest with you. But it looked a little bit rusty. It looked like we're still trying to get ourselves out of the rustiness from the old international break. But I think overall, if all honesty, if we took a third eye, an unbiased point of view from this, I think Rovers did look the better side. One thing that was apparent, it was the fact that the referee was in the pocket of Luton Town. Goodness gracious me, nothing went our way. In fact, look, if you look at the bookings, Rovers coming out away with 4 bookings on the night and 2 real strong penalty claims. I didn't get a chance to revisit those, but there were 2 realistic late calls late on that Rovers felt a little bit hard done by, going in favour of Luton Town. One, I think Armstrong was tackled, I think maybe just on the outside of the box. 2-man job, little smash-a-rooney there. And on the flip side, right at the depth there, Brereton was apparently booked for diving, which I believe is a bit of a stretch. As for the statistics, yeah, I'm at my basics here. I really got limited stats, but I'll tell you, we had 15 shots compared to Luton Town's 13. We had more possession, 59.2% compared to their 41.8%. As for pass success rate, Rovers at 77%. As for Luton Town, 71%. Corners, yeah, we had 6 to their 4, but guess what? We're still shit at corners. We had 2 weeks off, but we're still absolute garbage. I thought, in fact, according to who scored, Barry Douglas coming out there with the man of the match performance, I thought he was good. We'll take a look at my match ratings in just a second. But it was good to have him back, and it was good to see him take, I think one of our best efforts actually came from a corner. It was a Douglas one as well. I think it was headed towards goal. I think there might have been an offside call in there. The ball did actually end up in the back of the net at one stage for Rovers. But ultimately, yeah, we were a little bit rusty, but I just think we were a little bit unlucky. A little bit unlucky to walk away with just the 1 point. But anyway, let's take a look at those starting 11s there. First and foremost, let's take a look at Luton Town. Coming at you with Sluga between the sticks, Norrington, Davis at left back, Bradley, Pearson and Craney at right back. Then we had Dewsbury Hall, the low knee coming in, defensive midfield alongside something along the line. Berry, of course, the goal scorer, Monker and Lee. And then up top, Harry Cornick got the start ahead of Collins, who did come on for the bench, and he was a major factor in the Luton Town's goal. Let's take a look at Rovers then. Of course, Kaminski did get the nod, which was great for me because, of course, we do like him. He's definitely our number 1 goalkeeper. He did pick up a little bit of a niggle in the match, maybe a bit of a hamstring, a bit of a muscle injury, but he actually soldiered on and actually came out with it in pretty good shape. Douglas, of course, back at left back, which was a great addition. Lenihan, Wharton, again, getting the nod ahead of the likes of Williams and Ayala, who are still probably nursing injuries. Ranky Costello remained at right, came in at right back, but he did have a bit of an injury. I think he was removed around about half time. I'm just about to lose you here. So yeah, Ranky Costello started right back, but Naomi did finish. Into midfield, we had Tribal, Rothwell and Johnson. Still, Holtby was out. Dax still on his way back. Some other names still not in the contention just yet. Brereton, Armstrong and Elliott up top, which is, it's still a deadly looking trio up there, regardless of the performance and regardless of the results. Anyway, here are my match reviews coming at you. 7 for Kaminsky, Douglas had a 7, maybe an 8, maybe I'm a little bit hard done by. Lennon got a 6, Warren got a 7. I thought he did very well. Scotty Wharton, of course, Academy product once again, and Ricky Costello at 6. And he was on his way. He was on his way to a 7 to an 8 maybe. Yeah, just a 6 for him. Tribal got himself 7. Rothwell got an 8. I thought he was my man of the match. Very active, very direct, just like we want to see. Full of energy, full of bag of beans. Of course, Johnson with a 7 as well. He also looked very good. Brereton with an 8. Again, a handful. Unfortunately, the only thing that lacked his performance was a goal. Armstrong again was active and lively with a 7. I gave in Elliott a bit of a harsh one on 6. I think down the left-hand side we were more fruitful with our attacking endeavours, but unfortunately we couldn't get that elusive second goal for us. There's some more stats and figures for you coming at you. We had more touches, 577 to their 548, more passes as well, 484 to their 333. We are actually the blue, just to let you know. Yeah, we had more fouls though than they did. As you can see on this graph here, you can see all the shots took place. But ultimately, it's all square. Not really, nothing to get excited about. A bit of a damp squib, this one, to be honest with you. Of course, here's the heat maps of a heat map man just like me. As you can see, Rovers again. It's one of our better dominating ball possession performances. Whereas some of the games, for example, Middlesbrough, when our backs were against the wall throughout the whole 90 minutes, it was a more lackluster heat map. But today, you can see we had a lot of ball possession, a lot of touches and all that kind of jazz. But ultimately, we just couldn't deliver. And I think if we had another 5 more minutes on the clock, guess what? I think we would have took the 3 points. But yes, a bit rusty. But hey, we can't win them all, and it is a little bit. Luton Town did do the double over us last time around. I did anticipate a bit of a stodgy one. Ultimately, I went for a result for Rovers. I did think we would win this game, but it wasn't meant to be. But hey, you know what? We're still unbeaten after 3 games. We drew with Borough, we beat QPR. Now we take this one on the road, and then hopefully we can kick on forward to another positive result midweek against Preston. We'll talk more about that in another video. Of course, match preview probably coming tomorrow. Maybe I'm a bit like I'm on the road, so it's going to be a little bit difficult trying to get the videos out as quick as I usually can. But anyway, enough about that. Let's take a little look what the gaffers have to say. Tony Mowbray, what do we have? What do you think about that result against Luton Town? Talk to me, Tony. What you got?
Well, we go home disappointed we didn't get 3 points. I think respect to Luton, who I think they stayed up last season by the skin of their teeth. I think they've grown from the performance we played against them a few months ago. I think they're very well organised. They carry a threat. I think, but as I said, ultimately we're disappointed. I think after they scored, really, our intensity levels rose to the level it should normally be at, and we got the goal back and really should have scored again, really. I think there's some great opportunities to score again. Some strange refereeing decisions didn't help our cause, but ultimately we'll put the point in the bag and we move on.
Yeah, even first half, and he went for it in the second half by putting Sam Gallagher on, and important for him to get another goal for Rovers. Yeah,
pleased with him. He's had a stop-start season so far. He's been injured a fair bit, and then because the front three have been doing so well and scoring so many goals, it's been difficult just to throw him straight back in. He's having to wait his chance, wait his time, and it doesn't do him any harm coming off the bench and scoring a goal, of course, as he's done a couple of times now.
Okay then, folks, let's take a look at what's going on social media then, shall we? Over on Twitter, Mike Delap, of course, forever vocal, Michael Delap says, a decent enough point on the face of it. Rovers much better in the second half with Rothwell our best player. Truly scandalous refereeing at the end to send off the Luton Town defender, and then book Brereton for diving. Hashtag. There's no hashtag, I just made up that hashtag. Chris Marr said this, well, considering we were seemingly playing against 12 men, I'd say a draw's a probably fair result. Hashtag Rovers. Meanwhile, minus that weird ref, it was a good second half from Rovers. First half, not the best, but better in the second. Luton were very well organised and worked hard. Credit to them. Meanwhile, Sean Fox said this disappointing result given the end of the match. But Lord, what we were doing for the first hour looked much better when Tribal went off and it moved to centre midfield as well. Meanwhile, Alex Curry said this, Blackburn Rovers matches against officiated by Gavin Ward. Now, this is, of course, a recap of his previous encounters. Luton away, Bournemouth away, 2020-21. Wigan at home, 1920. Leeds at home, away, 1920. Luton at home. Millwall at home. Northampton away. 0 wins for Blackburn Rovers over the course of those games. Meanwhile, TJ Cunningham said this, let's be honest, the referee was shocking, but there's no way we deserved to win that game. If anything, we should have lost. Kept having people say to me, I'm blind, seeing Elliot knees dropping, but he's only had one good game for us. Dolan needs to be playing more for us. I don't know about that. That's a bit of a stretch. I think Elliot is much more stronger, much focused than Dolan. Dolan's a one-trick pony right now. He needs to beef up. So I'm going to say no to that. Meanwhile, Zimmer said this, okay, I hate being Mr. Negative, but I'm going to be Mr. Neghead now. That's a bit of a weird word. But anyway, we must put teams like Luton away easily if we wanted to get out of this league. It's just not good enough. Plenty of games left, but it's the same story again and again with us. Meanwhile, Solly, aka Solster Zink, said, hot and cold, really good in parts, all over the place. Others, shooting practice needed so many times, so many teams straight at the keeper shots or over the bar. Final ball too. Should be doing better. Dak, Travis Holtby, Downing will bring more balance to the midfield. Ref equals poop. I agree with that. Meanwhile, Adam Sansunki said there should be winning games like this, but referee robbed us. The standard of refereeing in the championship Germany is nowhere near good enough. Every week we see some shocking decisions. And again, TJ Cunningham, I'm forever vocal, this guy is today. I'll say one thing, everyone including myself are annoyed with the last two challenges, both easily fouls, but if we want to get top 6, you've got to beat Luton Town. No disrespect to them, and that is why, for me, we won't get top 6 in my opinion. Well, that's his opinion, his opinion alone. Be sure to get your own opinion in the old comment section down below. But anyway, we go again. Take a look at, of course, what went on elsewhere out in the championship. Let's take a look at it then, shall we? Of course, Coventry opened up the account away, but they were technically home, or home, but they were away, if you know what I mean. Take a look at Birmingham, who were supposed to be at home, but they're not, because they're away. St Andrews, of course, 0-0 in the end. Bournemouth 4-2 winners over Reading. Big result. That one towards the top of the table. Bournemouth now up to second. We'll take a look at the table in just 1 second. Meanwhile, Preston 1-0 winners over Sheffield Wednesday. That's good for them. Terrible for us because we're going to take on them guys next. QPR 1-1 draw against Watford. That's a good result for QPR. A bit of a dent in the confidence for Watford. Stoke 4-3 winners and 7-goal thriller over Huddersfield. The Terriers. Meanwhile, Barnsley though looking good at the moment. Climbing the table up to, where are they in the old table? I don't even know where they are. They are sky high. They're up to 13th, I think. 2-0 win over Forest. Of course, Shooting's boys suffering a bit of another wobble there. Meanwhile, Middlesbrough against Norwich in the Jordan Rhodes derby. 1-0 win for Norwich in the end away from home. Millwall 1, Cardiff 1. Neil Harris derby 1-1, or the Gary Rowett derby. One of the two. Could be the both actually. Both flip-flopping around. Luton Town 1-1, of course, against Rovers. Shocking result there. Bristol City back to winning ways against Derby. Wayne Rooney's Derby. Swansea 1-0 winners over Rotherham. And Wickham 0. Brentford 0. That's probably a positive, a big result for Wickham on that one. Moving forward, here is the table. Of course, Norwich lead the charge, and then 1 point clear now of Bournemouth. Reading 3-4 down to 6. First to 6. That's how tight it is at the moment. Moving onwards, we have Watford a big win as well in the playoffs. Well, not really big winners, but Swansea, Bristol City make up the top 4. Rovers not really moving into 14th spot. Left at the table, Derby, Sheffield Wednesday, and Wickham going down as it stands. No, well, was there a new manager bounce for Sheffield Wednesday? We can't find out. I can't read. I blitzed past it. I blitzed bloody past it. I can't see. I don't know if there was a new manager bounce. I don't feel there was a new manager bounce. I just blitzed past the results. But anyway, regardless, what's going on the horizon? Of course, QPR taking on Rotherham on Tuesday night. Stoke against Norwich as well. Wickham against Huddersfield. Luton Town against Birmingham, of course. Rovers go deep down. We're going to be here as well, so we're going to be on the road for that one as well. So we'll hopefully we'll try and catch that game one way or another. No watch along without. Pretty severely doubt it. Barnsley against Brentford, of course. Bournemouth against Forest. Millwall against Reading. Middlesbrough against Derby. Bristol City against Watford, and Swansea City against, of course, Tony Pulis. Sheffield Wednesday, Coventry against Cardiff as well. But that's pretty much it, boys and girls. That is pretty much all I've got for you today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that thumbs up. If you're new, bang your subscribe button. Keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, championship related. Woo! Football related. We're going to all here. Under one Rooski, and yes, we are on the road ski. On the road ski, under one Rooski. We're going to all here under one Rooski. Yeah, we'll be doing a match preview, of course, for Preston tomorrow. Maybe it might be a little bit later than planned. And again, the prediction videos will hopefully come out as well on time. We've got a lot to do, and I've got limited time and the worst internet in the world. But it's okay. It's okay. We'll get there for you. So make sure you bang the thumbs up, bang subscribe. I'm going to let you go because my dinner's out there and it's under surveillance. I'm going to get it. Hopefully I'll see you all soon. Take it easy. Until then, I'm out.